No, the room is not on fire. This is a pipe. They smoke a lot. I don't know if they're environmentally sound or safe. It's not things like this that really upset me. There's so much I could talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about breaking my hip and my femur. It's like I've learned to fly, but I have not learned to land. This last time, while changing the cat litter box, I decided I would get up and get a stool. But when I stood up, I flew across the kitchen, and I actually remember trying to push a rudder pedal to try to straighten myself out before I hit the floor. And I skidded along the floor, and I broke all these bones, and I've been recuperating. Not a wise move. After all, the doctor had told me, try not to fall down. What is this, the 5th time? Anyway, it may take 6 months before I can do a marathon. But I'm okay now. Just have a very difficult time walking. Using a walker, a wheelchair. But limited use of the cane, which gives me hope that things are going to get better. Politics is very distressful to me right now. I'm kind of hung up on one thing, and that is the state parks. You know, the state parks in the federal system, the federal parks, were gifts to the people so that we could take our children and our grandchildren and their children to see the beauty that God had given us in this country. But we now have a president who would like to sell those state parks to private parties that are friends of theirs. And then a number of various things would happen. For example, a toll road going into the state park, so you could spend $20 before you ever got to the gate, and Lord knows how much they would charge you to go in and look at the beautiful mountains and the rivers. That's if we're lucky, because they might want to cut down all the trees and sell them so the rich people could build their big houses. They might want to build oil wells so they could suck oil out of the ground. Or there might be copper or coal or gold in their hills, and they could tear the hill down to mine. I think it's a terrible thing to have so little regard for this gift to the people than to turning it over to industrialists, the mega-rich friends of the president. I'm saddened about that. As far as the Environmental Protection Agency, you know, when you're older, you can remember before there was an Environmental Protection Agency. I remember when I was a cabin boy for Lewis and Clark, and we were blazing a trail across the country. Back then, the air was so pure, and you could hear a goose in a tree. Are goose in trees? I don't know. I think they could get to a tree if they wanted to. I've never seen a goose in a tree. Am I going to do the video over because of that faux pas? No, I'm not. Just a right we have when we're older. There was smog back in the 60s. I remember it well. You couldn't see because of the murkiness in the air, and it burned your eyes. I said it had to do with the cars. And they started the Environmental Protection Agency, and they started monitoring these kind of things. And the smog went away. I know that the cars and trucks have something to do with smog. When I first came up to the Pacific Northwest in Portland, we had smog. It's gone now, too. But we're going to do away with all of that and bring back the smog. We're going backwards here, team. They're taking away the things that we were given, and they're bringing back the things that we don't need. Something has to be done. Lord knows I can't do it, but I wish you all good luck. It's a hell of a mess here today, and we really have to figure out a way to change it fast before our lives change drastically. If you will excuse me, dude.